Hello. Welcome to my channel. I hope you like it here because this is where I play tabletop games of esoteric nature. Well, just obscure games, really. And, hold on. I have a voice in the background because I have the video on. So today we are playing session 6 of the Empire of the Petal Throne actual play. Right now we have Gisol, Sol, and Jaludak, and they have achieved level 3. And as befitting of their actions in the game world, they are now being entitled to a place among the high clans of Sulyani society. And let's have whoever wants to go talk about their characters, and if possible, tell me what you were doing in the last sessions.
Yeah, my character is Jaludek Siusu. He is a warrior. Um, he's I think he actually upgraded his appearance last game from like hideous to ugly.
That is correct,
Just
yeah.
just by chance from leveling up from 2 to 3. And yeah, we were fighting some Sioux, and he had a serious brain injury that has dramatically shifted his cognition.
Yep, so how about you next, Kiso?
Okay, so yeah, Giso is a lay priest of Sarul. Just recently attained the rank of Rusala, Seer, and yeah, he's mostly been spending some time in the interim uh, petitioning various high clans for our access, and yes, very much glad to finally have some degree of recognition within Solyani society. He's sort of quite vain and doesn't like being a dirty foreigner. He wants to be accepted.
Okay, and how about you, Simon?
So I'm Sol Hidufam. I'm just a simple farmer who has definitely never killed any town guards.
And definitely not with any Benny Hill music from the distant past of Earth playing.
Yeah. So I'm just a guy who's handy with an axe for chopping trees, but they're equally good for chopping monsters. So I've just come along because, well, I'm at the beach. There's no farm here. It's beach.
Yep.
And chopping monsters seems like a good way to pay for food and stuff.
Okay, and I suppose we shall get started then. So, let's see. I think everyone here would be getting ready to go to the clan initiation ceremony. Typically, it would happen for those around the same age as your characters, but it would have happened, actually, on second thought, it would have happened around 12 to 14 years old, I believe. But you're only a few years ahead or behind everyone else, but also you're foreigners, so it's accepted. But let's see. So Giso sent out the letters of recognition, I guess what the term would be, to join either Clan White Crystal or, let's see, White Crystal or Rising Sun. But Rising Sun got back to you pretty quickly and said, in no uncertain terms, "You are not one of us. You will never be one of us. Good luck." But then you got a couple days passed after that, and eventually White Crystal responded, and they said, "Welcome aboard," basically. So they have situated you all in a clan house. Excuse me, my dog's barking. Hold on a second. I'm sorry, hold the game for just 1 second, guys.
Cerberus come to drag the soul of Witch King back to hell.
I'm back.
Well, that was a quick trip to hell.
Yes, I have hellhounds all around me. So you have just gotten the letter of recognition as a clan member. You were situated in a clan house, also in Jakala. And you have moved out of the foreigners' quarter and into the clan house, but you are still kind of apart from the clan for right now. But you've all met the clan members of the clan of White Crystal, and they generally seem warm and receptive to you joining, mostly because the clan elders and the clan council has deemed it necessary. But you do know that based on your t- conversations with the various clan members, you've been able to intimate that at least two of the clan council were opposed to you joining, thinking that you three were more foreign and not as accustomed to Giuliani customs and society as would be befitting as a new clan member. But they were eventually shut down and you were all accepted in. But it is fair to say that you will have to work your way into the graces of the clan council. And it is on the, let's see, it's probably the day of the initiation ceremony into the clan that you all are in the bed chambers of your, it's not personal bed chambers, you're basically, like I think it, so I'm thinking like 3 to 6 months have passed in between last session and this one. So you spent some time among the young members of the clan, learning much as they learned about Giuliani history and customs and society and mores. But then you get separated from them, and we are now on the day of initiation. And currently, you are all sitting in the waiting room about to meet the clan elders. And outside, there is a raucous party with the moans of pleasure and parties and music. And you even heard tell of one of the famous puppeteers of Giuliani and Tecumolani society having a show. What are you all doing?
Right. Okay. Have we gone over the ceremony? What are the actual requirements are? What are have we done like a dress rehearsal for this?
Yes, you have.
Okay, I'm just going to be sort of going over it in my head, making sure I don't make any mistakes as far as the any of the ritual intonations are concerned and the like, and yeah, maybe see if I can get a drink to settle my nerves.
You can definitely get a drink. Hold on 1 second. What would those drinks be? Do you know off the top of your head, random?
Oh, I think they have like it's normally various forms of wine, isn't it? That's how
But I know there. I know, like, I imagine they probably also have like Chumatil, or I think that's what it's called, which is
Yeah, but
basically a yogurt drink.
not alcoholic.
Well, they would have that for younger people or people who don't want to drink right now. But
Sure.
like, yeah. But like, yeah, they definitely have wine. They have probably some liquor type substances. Probably something brewed from Danag grain.
Ah, here we are, beverages. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. The Henga
So
is
there's rice beer, Henka, Dronu, Aash, Datsu, Mosh. I think there'd probably be Mosh, as well as Datsu and Dronu, imported from Selervia, and definitely some Chumatil.
okay. I think
and-
that would probably be to Gisa's palate.
Yeah, like basically everything you can imagine would be there. Lots of decadent food, fine breads and pastries, meat, poultry, fish, and then as much of the drinks you could want. There's also some vegetables, and I mean, you know that there are members of the Temple of Dalamalish, but you also know that Sulyani society is a bit more permissive of sexuality than you grew up with. So yeah, there's basically people having sex in the party, right? Like just around. It's that kind of setting.
Jolly good.
So Soul should be right at home here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna. I'll see other people drinking and think that looks like a brilliant idea, because I have no idea what's going on here, and having a drink might calm my nerves a bit.
Okay, so you go up to one of the servers, presumably one of the lower class members, or maybe just some slaves who were in bondage to the clan. They are coming up to you and they have a fine array of all kinds of drinks. Would you rather a brandy type drink or whiskey type drink or a rice beer? Or
Would I recognize any of these as a foreigner?
you would recognize some of them. You would, in fact, recognize the rice beer, as well as Henka, and you would also know Ngalu. So
Okay, I'll take a rice beer because it at least looks vaguely familiar.
it's also common to the lower classes. Just so you know.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
not going to
take
stop
a
you
rice
from
beer.
drinking it. Some people like it. It's not like it's only for lower class people.
I am very much a lower class person that somehow ended up in a noble house and doesn't really know what he's doing here.
Well, it's all those Sioux that you fought.
Yeah, I was never there.
So what's Jaludak doing? I imagine he's a fish out of water in this situation.
Yes. So Jaludek is walking around in like a ceremonial robe, and he's just watching people while kind of muttering under his breath poems. He's like, "The Tlenny in the muddy fields are beaten down and low, like to the mortal men they see, their frail heart and slow. Though in the presence of the goddess Xarul and Dlamalish, seek they solace, hope and love, escaping from anguish. As worms in the soil they twist and turn, their secret shames well hid. Within the empire's labyrinth, their folly dark amid. These lowly men, so weak and vile, like creeping insects bide. They carry burdens on their back, while in their groveling pride. Yet in this fecund world of worms, these creatures seek amends, and hope to rise above the dross, in heart and form ascend. Their will to strive, to conquer ill, within their tender breast, doth whisper still a song of hope, a quest to be the best.
Oh,
And you actually see one of the um, women of the clan who is probably a couple years your junior. And she comes up to you and she says, "That's a wonderful poem. Where did you hear such a thing?"
Jaludek refrains from looking at her directly, and he like gazes around the room, like up in the towards the ceilings and stuff. And he's just like, he just continues, just sort of spitting.
Sorry, hold on. Tell me.
He just continues with his poems. While is in Solianu's gardens vast, where flowered petals spread, each worm of man doth reach above and hopes to touch the sky.
And she hears you just continuing on your poetry, and she's like, "Okay," and she leaves.
Do you still have the arrow sticking through your head?
No, it's been removed.
Maybe we should put it back.
And would be still there.
We need to undo this immediately.
But eventually, despite the clamor of the party and various people enjoying the libations and food, including yourselves, the clan elders of the clan council of clan White Crystal in the city of Jakala in the empire of Solyanu, they all assumed their seating arrangements at the top of a day, and they motion for silence, and slowly but surely people aren't quite understanding the intonations of their elder. So one of the soldiers within Clan White Crystal decides to basically go over to one of the drums that are being beaten by the musicians and just like destroy it effectively with his fist, which makes a loud enough noise that everyone's like, "Oh shit, oh yeah," and they sit at attention or stand at attention. They're like, "Okay, we're done," and
You can still hear Jaludek muttering quietly in the silence.
So you were all three quickly gathered alongside some of the youngsters of the clan to assemble in a formation before the elders, and one by one the youngsters go first, and eventually it gets to Giso. And Giso, you are being glanced at from all sides of the room, and you see the clan elders coming down to, or one of their servants is coming down to hand you a Keshal feather headdress, which signifies your oneness with Clan White Crystal. But before he does so, he stands with the Keshal feather headdress in his hands and motions with his left hand for you to continue with the ritual ceremony, which basically entails repeating the prepared uh, phrases that would signify you opening the ways into the clan and with the gods of your choosing, and also to become one with the clan in loyalty and brotherhood and sisterhood and family and friendship for all ages.
All right.
And so that goes on, and then it goes to Soul. But before, I forgot to mention, Gisa, you get the headdress, you put it on, and you're supposed to like turn around and look at the rest of the clan.
Okay, yes, I do so and spread my arms wide.
And there is some clapter, or what am I saying? There's cheering and clapter, and eventually it gets over to Soul because they know that Jaludak is kind of touched right now. So, Soul has much of the same stuff happen, and he's handed the headdress. And what does he have to say? Like, does he say anything that he's not supposed to say?
He's just gonna. I'm just gonna try not to say anything unless prompted to.
Okay, good idea.
I'm going to be looking very confused at everything that's going on while I'm doing it.
But eventually, you get prompted to say the ritual intonations and the ritual sayings, and
I'll pronounce them all wrong.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting better with Sulyani, but you're used to a debased form of classical Sulyani, whereas these people are speaking modern Sulyani.
Yeah, I would liken it to somebody speaking Latin in Italy.
Yeah, basically. So you get the headdress, and it's made of like purple and green and red and yellow and blue Keshal feathers, and there's jewels encrusted on it. This is the same for all of you. I'm just describing it now, unfortunately. But you put these on, and you go before the clan and present yourself, and finally we go to Jaludak. Does Jaludak say anything? Like, does he know? Like, was he perceptive enough and aware enough to go through the ritual preparations for the clan initiation ceremony?
It depends on who's performing the ceremony. If it's a man, then yes. If it's a woman, then absolutely not.
I'm gonna roll for this. Hold on a second. Because I want to see what happens if it doesn't happen like that. It's a man.
Yeah, he seems eerily present.
Okay. So luckily it's not a woman who's doing the ritual.
What was the clan called again, by the way?
Clan White Crystal.
Yeah, he actually gets quiet while they're presenting the artifacts of the ceremony.
And eventually they have you respond in kind for all of the proper statements. And essentially, you have a clerk who, after everyone has the ceremony, they will sign you into the documents and the ledgers of the Empire of Soliano as a legitimate citizen of the Imperium.
All right.
But there is much partying to be had before then. So I want to know what Giso, Sol, and Jaludak are doing in the meantime after everyone has been initiated.
Is there anything that's expected of us?
Not really, not anymore. Not after the whole ceremony.
Okay. I guess drink then. And try to look inconspicuous in my crazy headdress.
Well, I mean, it's not totally. I mean, it's uncomfortable, and most people don't wear them like people would in our world because it's so hot and it's a really heavy headdress. So you would just have to wear it at ceremonies, and that's about it. But you have to keep it on for the rest of the ceremony.
Yeah, but it's not something you typically wear whilst working a farm.
No, it really isn't.
So I'm really not comfortable in this headdress. So yeah, I'm going to take the headdress off.
Okay. I mean, you get some glares, but they're not going to do anything about it.
And,
Cheer.
yeah.
Oh, you're not a farmer anymore. You're a noble now. You're a member of the High Clan. It's all going to be true metal and spiced meat from here on out. Just you watch.
I mean, that's nice, but do we have to wear these hats?
Just keep it on for now. Don't worry. It won't be for long.
Okay, so I'll put my hat back on.
Okay. The women and men who were glaring at you before are no longer looking at you like an uncouth barbarian, and instead are looking at you like a new member of Clan White Crystal.
Can I take it off and see if they start glaring again and then put it back on quickly and just try and see what happens?
I mean, you can.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
But time passes, and as I said, about 3 to 6 months have passed between the first last session and this one. So we're talking about a couple days later is when you get your next mission. And does anyone else have anything they want to do in the party before we switch to the next scene?
Yeah, wanted to just mingle with the people and try and find out exactly what the people who didn't want us to gain access to the clan. If I could find out who they were and what their objections were, and try and just find out a bit more about them. See if there's anything I can dig up that we can use to get on their good side.
So you are talking to a military officer, and he's had a bit too much to drink, so he's spilling all the information. And he says, friend, no, clan member, brother, you must know that we are a multi-faith clan, and honestly, I think that's great, but we have some of our clan elders who are, I mean, I think they're people you've dealt with before, right?
Oh, the Sarkuites?
Yes, them. They're from some obscure order of Sarkuites. And then there was another one. I forget who. And then he thinks about it for a second, and he realizes that he's speaking to you about clan secrets. And then he thinks for a second and decides, yeah, I'll keep talking. And so he says, so like the other clan elders, they're of Clan Xarul, and they're the ones who are opposing you. I mean, just so you know, I don't oppose anyone joining our clan, assuming they are proper citizens of the Imperium. But they were saying, like, I mean, I wasn't there for the meetings per se, but I was standing guard outside. And I remember hearing something about, like, barbarians from the north, something about Yonkor and the war that's going on right now. I mean, I don't know exactly what was happening, but something about Yonkor, and I think I heard something about, like, one of the generals of Northern Yonkor. And were you aware that we actually have clan relations in Yonkor?
I was not.
Apparently we do. Because that one of the clan elders was speaking quite highly of Yonkor. Or at least our clan there.
Interesting. Perhaps there's more we can find if we were to travel at Yonkor and maybe make some connections with a long lost branch, perhaps.
Of course, of course. I'm sure they would send you on such a mission if you asked them.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But I would recommend asking them after the party. They tend to get a bit drunk at the party. And
yeah, don't want to mix too much business with pleasure.
exactly.
But yes, I'll make a mental note of that. But
Okay.
yeah, send us to Yankor and see if we can rejoin the lost branch of the clan there.
Does anyone else have anything they wanted to do?
Yeah, Jaludak is just wandering around, looking like a mixture of like disgusting and profane and sacred. He's like he's like this creature that's somewhere between the profane and sacred, and yeah, he's just like giving nods of acknowledgement to men and averting his gaze from women, and rattling off more poetry. He says, "The white crystal clan, so bound in sacred trust, abides. A myriad of casual plumes, their hues a tapestry. Each color tells a tale of might, of godly majesty. In the embrace of white crystal, the barbarians find their place. Adorned with kishal feathers bright in this hallowed space, together now they'll stand as one beneath the godly skies."
As everyone hears you doing this and sees you just walking around, most of them are giving you a wide berth.
Good.
Just so you know.
Good for them.
They're
I
like,
like
I
it.
don't want to be around this crazy guy.
Keep giving the freaky prophecy poems. I love this.
Is there anything Soul wants to do?
Leave. Although I'm not going to, I'm going to stay around until the other people I'm with decide that it's appropriate to leave,
Mm-hmm.
and just try to look inconspicuous.
Well, a proper time to leave would be just before you're properly drunk and about to pass out.
Yeah, that seems like a good time to leave.
So get really blasted and you can leave early.
Yes. I'm going to be chugging the rice beer. to try and settle my nerves because I'm really uncomfortable in this place.
Well, I imagine things will get really uncomfortable from here on out.
Yay!
So eventually, the night ends, and all of the party goers go to their respective dormitories or family homes in the clan house, and all three of you get sent out back to your. Actually, I imagine you three would all have like separate rooms that you would stay in. That would be essentially near the dormitories, but essentially it's mostly for single, unmarried men and women. But the next day comes, and the clan elders come to you three in the morning, and they say that we have a bit of a mission for you to accomplish. We understand that you three were, well, one of you at least, was expressing some interest in establishing relations with our long-lost brethren in Yonkor. Is that correct?
Yes, I had overheard some tales that there'd been some recent contact with them, and wanted to cement it. Should help to increase the reach of the clan far beyond Jakala alone.
I understand, but you must know that there's a bit of an intrigue going on between the various clan elders. And as much as I would like to send you on a mission of peace, you must realize that times are dire.
Well, send me with my companions, and I'm sure that there's little that we cannot brave. We braved the underworld. Whatever dangers there are between here and Yankor, we can handle as well.
Okay, if you say so. And immediately, all three of you are grabbed and put in black hoods and brought down into the basement beneath the clan house in a hidden room that you hear the latch close, and then you are all initiated into the innermost mysteries of Clan of White Crystal.
Oh.
And you find that there is apparently a member of the Omnipotent Order of the Azure Legion. I think that's what it's called. I might be misspeaking a bit.
It's just the Omnipotent Azure Legion.
Thank you. The Omnipotent Azure Legion is watching over the ceremony and says after it, you three will be joining me in a mission to Yonkor. Know that it will be dangerous, and you very well may die, but all for the good of Solyani society, correct?
Yeah, Jaludak listens intently. Ever since the brain injury, his mind has just been reeling with obsessive thoughts. But he's in this moment, he feels special, and he feels like he's fulfilling his destiny.
Oh, he's definitely special.
So what does everyone else say?
Do we get paid for this? This sounds like work.
You do get paid for this if you'd like. We can furnish you with slaves if you'd like, or even some furnishings for your clan house room, or even a wife that we could arrange a marriage between you three and
I don't know if I'm ready to settle down, but some women.
Oh, do not worry about settling down.
How many wives can you have in Tekamel?
Siliani society allows for women to have as many husbands as they want and men to have as many wives as they want.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I'd like some wives.
But generally, it's the more high-ranking clan members who have the most wives.
You got to collect them all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll take wives as payment for work.
Very well. Perhaps we can assign you a wife from one of the clan houses nearby Yangpor, and we will send for her at once. But first, we must get you to the border.
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do are a person's wives exclusive, or husbands or wives exclusive to that person, or is there like overlap in who can marry who?
Do you want to explain random? If you don't know, it's okay. I can tell him.
What was the question again?
Is
Well,
there
it sounds like if women can marry as many men as they want and men can marry as many women as they want, then there would be overlap.
overlap, or are husbands and wives exclusive to like high-ranking individuals?
It's
I'm not
yeah. Go
sure
ahead.
in my head. Let me have a look.
Am I going to accidentally become the most high-ranking member of society just through having millions of wives?
Well, not technically, because the emperor just impregnates a bunch of women to create heirs and doesn't get married because they end up being secluded away in Avanthar for their entire lives after they become emperor or
So
empress.
it looks like basically the sort of Tecmo standard is for like polygamous marriages where basically you'll form like a single household and would normally have like an area of the clan house to your specific family. But it wouldn't be a case where like you'd be married to someone and they'd be married to someone else, but you wouldn't be married to them as well. You're all married together.
We're married to our clan, is what you're saying.
Not to your clan specifically. There are sort of like individual families within the clan. So the clan is a grouping of various families. It'd more be like you have like a polycule of people who you'd be married to, and you would all live together in an area of the clan house.
Yeah, like so this is an explanation of the family system from the Tekkenwell source book. Actual physical parentage does not much matter. Not only is one's genetic father a father, but one's father's brothers and one's mother's sister's husbands are one's fathers as well. One mother, her sisters, and one father's brother's wives are all similarly one's mothers. All of the children of these persons are one's brothers and sisters. One's mother's brothers and one's father's sisters' husbands are one's uncles, and one's father's sisters and one's mother's brothers' wives are one's aunts. Their offspring are one's cousins. An individual may thus have several clan fathers and clan mothers, as well as a large number of brothers and sisters who do not share the same genetic parentage. Within the clan house, a child may be brought up by this set of parents or that. And although one does indeed usually know one's genetic parents, this is not given any great importance. The people of the Five Empires claim that this makes for a close-knit familial relationship, provides more parental care and affection for the children, and leaves some adults free of child rearing and able to go about other affairs.
Their love and loyalty, like tendrils, ever steady as they flow.
Yes.
Let's see. So you all get sent to the border, but first you have to travel across the roads and the overland. So let me see here. Hey guys, I apologize, but I really am having a hard time running this game right now. I don't know why. It's like the whole, I just wasn't prepared or something, and I need to be able to be prepared.
That's okay.
All right, well, no problem. If you want to reschedule for another time, and we can have a more prepared session at that point, that's fine.
Yeah, because I'm finding that I should really prepare my sessions, because this is one of the examples of where I run a session and I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Sometimes I can handle it, other times not so much, but this time is one of them.
Well, practice is practice.
Mm-hmm. So next week we'll set up for playing on Thursday, right?
Yeah.
And I will come with an outline next time.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'll be available again.
Okay, and I do apologize to you guys. I know it's kind of frustrating.
It's fine. We should probably not be live on YouTube with this conversation, though.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll end the broadcast.